This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Postgame reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.
Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And forgive me for not being able to do the pregame show. But ladies and gentlemen, I was on the road. And I'm exhausted right now because I literally just got in off the road, sat down, got set up, and here we are. But the New York Knicks defeated the Orlando Magic 115-102. And I'll tell you what, the Knicks didn't play their best game. They were still able to pull out the victory, but they did not play their best game, ladies and gentlemen. They didn't shoot well from three. They did shoot well from the field, shot 46% from the field, but they didn't shoot well from three at all. And I will tell you what. First of all, let me say this. I was already nervous about this game, just like I was nervous about the Detroit Pistons game, but I was a little bit more nervous about this game because the Knicks have had trouble with the Orlando Magic in the past, at least the last year. And it just made me think, is Orlando Magic a team that the Knicks will struggle with? And it looks like, yeah, because the Orlando Magic would not go away. Yes, the Knicks won by 13, as they should have, but the Magic wouldn't go away. They're a young group. They're bouncy, athletic. They fight. They battle. They don't give up. They continue to play. But this is good for the Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. In my opinion, it's good. They get a chance to test their mettle against a team that some people say, is a trap game for the Knicks. I don't consider any game yet a trap game. I think the Knicks have to earn the right to have a trap game. I just don't. I don't think they've earned that right yet. You know what I mean? In my opinion, you have to be a fairly good basketball team to have a trap game. And I'm not sure the Knicks are that as of yet. Let's see if they get there. I think they will get there. For me, right now, everything is a test for the New York Knicks. Everything is a test. And I apologize if my vocals and video are off. Something happened. Everything just my mixer just kind of shut down for whatever reason. All right. But as I'm saying, I think the Knicks have to earn that right. And they're on their way. But this was a good game to test their mettle, I believe, against the Orlando Magic. All right, it was a tough game, a game that they had to stay focused. They had to stay focused because it wasn't going to be an easy win, as we recognize. Now, down the stretch, it seemed like the Orlando Magic kind of just ran out of gas, and so they weren't able to continue to battle against the Knicks. And the Knicks, their depth, once again, ladies and gentlemen, the Knicks' depth prevails. Against teams like the Orlando Magic, it should prevail. We'll see if it prevails against better basketball teams, but it prevailed. And that's a good thing, a very good thing, in my opinion. Because the Orlando Magic starting group really did battle Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, R.J. Barrett, Mitchell Robinson, Evan Fournier. They battled them. Without a doubt, they battled them. And it was the bench unit, ladies and gentlemen, that took control of this basketball game for the Knicks. Right? The bench unit took control of this basketball game, and then the starters were able to maintain the lead. Orlando kept coming back. They kept fighting back. They kept battling back. The starting unit was able to maintain the league. In the second half, again, the bench unit was able to come in, give the Knicks a cushion. That's the way it's supposed to work. That's okay. Because a lot of teams just don't have the depth that the New York Knicks have that allows the Knicks to build leads, and hopefully will continue to allow the Knicks to build leads when the bench unit comes in. Overall, a decent game, a decent win from the New York Knicks against a team that they're supposed to beat, but a team that can also battle them. Taking a look at some of the game stats, the New York Knicks, again, scored 115 points. Ladies and gentlemen, they came into the game like 7th in scoring or offensive rating or something like that. And excuse me, I've been on the road all day long, so I haven't been able to get all my stats in line before I came on to the show. But they were up there, top 10 in scoring, top 10 in offensive rating, I believe. And they scored another 115 points tonight. And you're seeing times throughout the game where the Orlando Magic would score, and the Knicks automatically get the ball out the net, break up the floor, bam, get a layup. We hadn't seen this in the past, ladies and gentlemen. Not the last 2 seasons, we haven't. But we're seeing it this year. The Knicks get the ball out the net and go. They get the ball out the net and go. Not every possession, but a lot of possessions. I noticed several times when the Orlando Magic scored, the Knicks didn't just take the ball out of bounds and stand there for a second or two trying to find who to get the ball to. They got out, and whoever was ready got the basketball. Now, the right person should be ready all the time. And for the most part, I think they were, which allows the team to get the ball out quickly, no pun intended, and get up the floor. We're going to go over these numbers, then I'll get to a phone call. All right, 50 rebounds for the New York Knicks is about what they've been averaging for the season, 41 for the Orlando Magic, 24 assists for the Knicks. They've been, getting 28, 29 assists per game, for the first 2 games, but 24 assists is still pretty good on a night when they didn't really shoot well, especially from 3. Well, they shot 46%, but they didn't shoot well from 3. And they still got 24 assists. It is definitely a testament to the way that they move the basketball. You seen that second unit, they were whipping the ball around, and it looked good. Emmanuel Quickley, I'm going to talk about Quickley because I've been on Emmanuel Quickley about his play. I thought he played well tonight. Thought he played under control. Looked a little more mature, should I say, out there on the floor. 7 steals for the Knicks, 6 for the Orlando Magic. Magic only had 14 assists tonight. 4 blocks for the Knicks, 4 blocks for the Magic, 3 for the Knicks. 12 turnovers for the Magic, 13 for the Knicks. The Knicks shot 46.2% from the field. The Magic 41.9% from the field. Neither team was really knocking down the 3 ball. 29.7% for the Knicks, 20% for the Orlando Magic. Orlando shot 85% from the free throw line. The Knicks, 72. 56 points in the paint for the Knicks. Julius Randle, he was getting some business done a little bit in the paint. Mitchell Robinson got a few things done in the paint. Obviously, the Knicks get layups on fast breaks. Jalen Brunson getting some things done in the paint. Obi Toppin catching oops from R.J. Barrett, from Emmanuel Quickley. Fast break points, the Knicks both teams only had 8 fast break points tonight. But I don't think the Knicks are going to be averaging under 10 fast break points for the season. They're going to be a team that averages double-digit fast break points, and that's definitely a change, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get to the phone call, see what's going on. Caller, you live. Tell me your name and where you're from, please.
Sim, it's Spree. Thanks for taking my call.
Oh, what's good with you, my friend?
The Knicks are going to the NBA Finals.
Oh, boy. I know you're saying that for a fact. I know you're saying it for a fact, man.
Nah, but that's how I'm excited, because what if I told you I think Julius Randle looks better than he did 2 years ago? What if I told you that? Would you believe me?
Over the first 3 games, yes.
Okay.
Yep, over the first 3 games, I definitely believe you. And here's why I agree with you over the first 3 games. Because he's getting his numbers without pounding the basketball, holding the basketball, waiting
Mm-hmm.
for a double team, right? Everything is a quick decision, a fast move. You may not like the shot sometimes, but everything is a quick decision, a decisive decision. If I said that right. Yeah, I guess I said that right. A decisive decision.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is with him right now. He looks happy playing. He's, and he looks under control. He's not forcing anything, and it's like he's intentionally trying to play this way, which is very, very good. And it's working out for him. He's still getting his numbers, 25 points and 11 rebounds tonight for Julius Randle.
Yeah, he looks faster. He looks smarter. I mean, just the decisions, and he doesn't need, like you say, he doesn't need the ball in his hands. But we're pushing and we're finding him in transition. But he just looks. He had a couple touch fouls him on defense, but I have not seen Julius give that much effort on the perimeter defensively, like guarding guards and like moving laterally like that. Where I honestly think he can play defense now and give more effort laterally now with his weight loss.
Mm-hmm.
I just like how he's playing. He's playing inspired. He's even becoming friends with the refs. Did you see him huddle with the refs?
Yeah, I did. I
I
think.
mean, the fans were cheering him like that. That's what it's like. Everybody's saying, "Well, Julius was giving me 20." It's like you said, it's different. He's not pounding it, and he's also like the body language is better. It's just like when you get in shape, when you it's not what you say, it's what you do. When you do that on the floor and you huddle your teammates, and the fans gave him an ovation, he deserved an ovation. That's why I didn't want to trade. I think you were the same way, Sam. You didn't want to trade him. You wanted to see what it looked like with a point guard,
Right.
and let's see what Julius is. We got to increase his value anyway, right? And that's what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we have to increase his value for trade. If he's playing well, good basketball, I want to keep him on the team.
Right.
I'm not
I'm with you, man.
out there looking to say, hey, how's the quickest way we can get Randall out of town? That's not me. I want to see him play well and be part of this basketball team because you have him on a very good contract. And if he can play the way that he's playing, he's worth every bit of that contract and more if he continues to play this way. So I'd like to see him continue to play this way, this style of basketball. And if he's going to give you 23 and 11 or 12 a night, I mean, you're not going to get that for the amount of money that he's making. This man will not make $30 million in one season with this contract.
Yeah, but like when you say if he can give it to you, but like the reason why I think he can now is I think this is sustainable with him because he's in better shape. Like I don't think he's ever been. I've never seen him. He's been in good shape and strong. I've never seen him this quick. Mm-hmm. And like you said, he's not fighting it. He's getting off the ball. He's reading it better, quicker. Right. Everything's quick. Right. A shot is quick. I think he looks like one of the top 20 players in the league right now. And I know it's 3 games, and I'm getting excited, but this could be very interesting. I just want to make one comment. I agree with you. He was good tonight. I don't care about the shooting. He was passing the ball very well. He had 2 crazy passes, but he had 2 turnovers, but he was passing the ball well, but he hesitated on 1-3, Sim, that really angered me. He's got to stop hesitating. And then Jalen,
I remember that. Yeah.
You remember, the one at the top of the key?
In the fourth quarter, maybe? Yeah.
That one, did that one drive you nuts?
I wanted him to shoot it, but I think he might be going through something that Randall went through late last season where he's a little bit indecisive about what shots he should be shooting. So he might be, I'm sure he's got some coaches in his ear. So he might be trying to figure some things out about how to play within this offensive system. So I'll give it, I'm not going to get mad and let him try to figure that out.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Well, I'll let you go on this. I always appreciate the time. RJ, I mean, we've seen this before. That's why I'm not. He's gonna figure it out. He just starts slow. It is what it is. He's got to start closer in. The shot's not falling. He made a couple late, which hopefully will get him going. But RJ, I don't understand why he always has to start slow. I don't know why this always happens with him.
Don't know.
It gets
I don't
very
know.
frustrating, but the good part about it, Tim, is we got a really good. I think we have a lot of depth and a good team here where it won't matter. But RJ's got to get it together.
Yeah.
But you're the
Yeah,
man.
no doubt.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
you, Spree. Appreciate it, man.
All right, man.
Let me get my man Tony Crow in the building.
All right. I was just saying, Julius Randle. It looked like he's back. He's settled in. The game came a little easy to him. He was performing on both sides of the court. Um, and I think the addition of Brunson is really going to make it easy for him moving forward. But as you can see, he took the lead today. He looked like himself.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Spree had brought up that he thought that Julius Randle looked better than, in the year the Knicks went to the 4th seed. And I was thinking during the game, he looks like the player. He looks like that player. But maybe he does look a little bit better because he's playing faster and more decisive. So he might look a little bit better right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I do. I definitely like the way he's playing. And I think he is winning over people with his play right now. You know what I mean? And people are feeling like, okay, maybe I judged him a little bit too quick.
And my thing is, I mean, he did it once, right? He won over fans once after that first year with the Knicks, where everybody wanted him gone. Why can't he do it again?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not like it hasn't been seen before. So I think he's on the right path. I'm gonna keep saying it. He looks happy, and that makes a world of difference.
Yeah, no doubt about it. RJ Barrett, he's still kind of, struggling a little bit. I didn't think, a lot of people were, saying that he played better, looked better against Detroit. I thought maybe he looked better, but I still didn't feel like he was in rhythm. And even in the postgame, I said it a little bit in the postgame. He didn't shoot it well from 3. His buckets he scored in the paint a lot. Some of them were fast break buckets and things. I still didn't feel like he looked in rhythm. I don't feel like he looks in rhythm right now.
I think it's a little bit back and forth. I think you could see a lot of these shots. He looks a lot more confident than he did last year shooting them. But I think you made a great point. I think rhythm is a little bit off. So sometimes it's not just a clean look, you know what I mean, or it's not just a clean transition from the past.
Right.
I think he's gonna settle in because I think his confidence is there in the shots. So in that sense, that's what I think looks better. Like he's confident shooting these shots. He's not just shooting because he's open. You know what I mean? He's kind of reading and he's shooting it with confidence. So I think it's gonna turn around. I do think today he looked a little bit better than the last game, and the second game he looked a little bit better than the first game. I'll say that.
Yeah.
They just weren't falling consistently or as of yet in all 3 games.
Yeah. Yeah. And
it's just the 3 for me with him right now.
3. Well, yeah. I mean, I think what did he shoot tonight? He shot 36% from the field tonight. He actually shot 43% from 3 tonight. Still shot 37% from the field. It's been a struggle. It's been a struggle for him so far. Hasn't really been in rhythm, but he's still doing other things on the floor. He's playing decent enough defense. He's grabbing rebounds, 6 rebounds tonight. I think he had 8 rebounds the other night. You know what I mean? So he's doing other things, and eventually I think he will get in rhythm. You know what I mean? And, that 3 that was falling in the preseason will start falling again. Well, it fell again. It fell tonight. You know what I mean? But, yeah, he'll get in rhythm. He still had 20 points. 3 for 4 from the free throw line. I think he will get in rhythm. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sure he's thinking about it a little bit. Like, how do I get myself going early? But decent enough game for RJ. You know, played 3 turnovers tonight. You know, and that's
And tonight he was going up against some long arms. You know what I mean? Like they got like, you know, Mobamba and Bobo. You know what I mean? And those guys' arms is long. So if you look at anybody who's shooting, like Brunson got blocked like 2 or 3 times. You know what I mean? Like those guys was in the paint and menacing down there.
right. Yeah. No doubt about it. You know, they were a menacing group of kids, man, and you know they're playing good. They haven't won a game yet, but they're battling and they're fighting. You know what I mean? And when you know they're a young group, so they got to learn how to win games. You know, one of these days they will learn how to win games. Jalen Brunson tonight, 21 points and 6 assists, 8 for 16 from the field, 2 for 5 from the 3-point line, 3 for 3 from the free throw line, 3 turnovers, but played a good basketball game. Yeah, 3 turnovers, man. He, you know, he came into this game without a turnover, but that's okay. You know, it wasn't gonna last forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. It was a proud stat. It's all right. We got it.
Right. Proud stat, but it wasn't gonna last forever. But
now it's just won a game. It's still just won a game now.
Still just won a game, right? Won a game. By the way, Julius Randle, 2 turnovers tonight, but he's doing a good job taking care of the basketball. He doesn't have the ball in his hands as much, doesn't have as many eyes on him, and the pressure isn't all on him. So that's helping him to take care of the ball, too. You know, the Knicks only had 13 turnovers on the night. You know, but Jalen Brunson is doing exactly what the Knicks brought him here to do. You know, making decisions out there on the floor, settling the team down when it's needed to be settled down. You know, he another scoring threat from that position is so big, and that's one of the things that he really brings. Is just a guy that can break the D down, get into the paint, you know, and just make the right play, whether it's him taking a shot or kicking it out to someone else. And because he's the kind of player that gets the offense running a little bit faster, he's the kind of player that's gonna make the right play or make the right pass. It rubs off on everybody else to do the same thing. You know what I mean? You just can't say enough about what Jalen Brunson is bringing to this basketball team. You know, and I feel like last year the Knicks would have lost this game to this team, the way that the game was going tonight. And with Jalen Brunson out there, with Julius Randle's mindset, they were able to win this game.
He changed everything. I can't wait till you do like a coach's corner on Brunson's impact.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
You know what I mean? I know that's gonna be serious.
That's gonna be coming. You know what I mean?
And
that's really gonna be coming.
he had a fast break layup off of a made basket.
Right. And that's what I mean about being able to push the ball even when the defense, even when the opposing team scores. You know what I mean? They score, they're out and running. Off of free throws, score, they're out and running, getting the ball up the floor. Able to recognize lanes and sometimes even create their own lanes. You know, that it's been a real beauty to watch so far this season. Beauty to watch so far this season. Evan Fournier, didn't really shoot the ball well. 8 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. He's gonna have games like this. You know, that's really because of, Jalen Brunson creates, RJ sometimes creates, Julius Randle creates. Evan Fournier is not going to have the chance to do those type of things for this basketball team.
He's the recipient.
He's going to be the recipient all the time. And sometimes, sometimes you're going to receive a lot of passes. Sometimes you're not. Sometimes you're going to get shots, and sometimes you're not. The key for Evan Fournier is to be ready when his name is called upon. That's going to be the key. Just be ready. I know people are going to, continue to say, what is he good for if such and such and such and such. People will find out eventually. He's going to have a couple of big games. knock down some shots, make a couple of big plays, and people will feel good about Evan Fournier again.
Yeah, I know at one point he had 8 shots. They were all threes. I don't know if he shot any more after that.
Nah, he was all threes tonight. All threes.
Do you think that's gonna be like his role? As like, do you think? I'm sure he'll have an opportunity here and there where he has like a breakout game. He'll be creating a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think his main role is gonna be that? Like,
yeah,
8 threes a game. You know what I mean? Make him or miss him.
Yep, I think that's going to be what he does. There's not enough basketball to go around for 4 people on the court to have the ball in their hands.
Yeah, his defense was on point tonight, though.
Yeah, yep.
Even though some of the baskets he got scored on, it was like you got to give it up. Like, you know what I mean? That was good D. Just better shot. But he had a tough task tonight in Ross.
Right. Yeah. But he probably knows Ross well too. You know what I'm saying? And knows some of the things that Ross is going to do, so he's able to anticipate some things.
And vice versa.
And vice versa. Yeah. Yeah. Big shout out to Nikki B from Harlem. Thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. He said the Knicks' big 3 of Randall, Brunson, and Barrett combined for 66 points. Is it realistic that this can be done every night? Honestly, I do think this can be done just about every night with this trio. And Tariq Graham, thank you for the super chat. Definitely appreciate you, my man. I do think this can be done every night because they're going to be the main scorers for this team. They almost don't have a choice but to do this every night. They don't have a choice. If the Knicks are going to be competitive, win basketball games, those 3 players are going to have to score 20-plus points almost every night. Or be close, be in the vicinity. So I do think it's possible that they can all average 20. I came into the season feeling like Randall was going to average 17, 18 points a game, dip down a little bit. I no longer believe that. Actually, I think Randall's going to continue to be the leading scorer on this basketball team. Mm-hmm. When you look at the way things are going, I think he's going to be the leading scorer. You know what I mean? Because he's still the best shot creator on this basketball team. And in the beginning of the game, when the Knicks weren't able to score, he was able to knock down some buckets. Also, because he's a strong rebounder, he's going to be able to grab offensive boards, 4 offensive rebounds for Julius Randle tonight and get putbacks off of that. I changed my mind. I think he's going to lead the team in scoring, and he's probably 21, 22 points per game.
I concur.
Yep, because he's still the biggest draw, and I'm seeing some shots from him that I haven't seen. Or maybe I did, and last year they just wasn't falling, and they're falling a little bit better this year. But the little spin back off of one leg, baby jumper, is looking soft. Looks pretty sweet.
Nah, we saw it. We saw it before, but it was off a double team. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, that was the difference. It wasn't a good shot before.
Right. And having Brunson adds another weapon. RJ's a weapon. People know Fournier can shoot.
Keeps the defense honest.
Yeah, and
in all areas of the floor.
Right, and it's making it tough to double team Julius Randle. You know what I'm saying? Which means people got to guard him one-on-one. So I'll wait. I'll wait for about 30 games, and if Randle's still cooking, then I'll come back and bring back that Randle is an elite ISO scorer thing that I had last year that I had to shut up about. Because people was quick to be like, "Oh yeah, Sam, what's going on now?"
But the thing about it is, usually when you say ISO scorer, it's one-on-one.
Right.
He wasn't getting one-on-one opportunities.
He wasn't.
So, that takes away from those opportunities.
Right. Right.
I got your back, son.
Mitchell Robinson had 14 points and 6 rebounds tonight.
I was hoping for that double-double, but he played a good game in my opinion. I know there's some people that didn't like the way he played today. I was getting some text messages from DJ Shuttle. Shout out DJ Shuttle, all aboard. He wasn't feeling Mitch tonight, but I thought he played decent. I thought he was aggressive offensively, at the very least. So yeah, I like what I saw from Mitch today.
Yeah, 3 blocks as well. I think people want him to get more on the boards. He had 5 offensive rebounds, only 1 defensive rebound.
Mm.
Maybe that's what people are with Mitch. And because Isaiah Hartenstein grabs a lot of defensive rebounds, he had 4 offensive rebounds, Isaiah Hartenstein, and 5 defensive rebounds. That comparison is going to continue all season long, I think.
But how about this?
Between the two,
we have been a good rebounding team, right? We've been pretty much dominating the boards as of these first 3 games and in the preseason. So if we're a good rebounding team, why does it matter? You know what I mean? Like, it's just like with the assists.
I get it.
It's a good thing. Like, it don't matter if nobody gets 10 if 5 people got 5. You know what I mean? And we averaging very well in assists as well, but nobody's complaining that Brunson ain't getting 10. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's spread out, is what I'm saying.
Right.
The rebounds as a team are there.
Right. I think the thing with Mitch is he's gonna get more scrutiny this year because he signed that contract.
Okay.
So he's gonna get more scrutiny. Over the past couple of years, obviously there were people who had some issues with Mitch, but he was making $1.8 million. How many? What kind of how many issues can you really have with him? He's making $1.8 million. You know what I'm saying? Now he's making what, like $17 million this year. So people are, their expectations raised on what they think he should bring night in and night out.
As this is.
Right. You know what I mean? So, but hey, he had 14 points and 6 rebounds. He's not going to grab 12 rebounds every night. Had 3 blocks as well. He's not going to grab, he's not going to get double-digit rebounds every night. I do want him to average that double-double. I don't think he's averaging a double-double right now. Has he had double-digit rebounds yet this season in 3 games? It's only been 3 games.
I don't think so. Not in the first 3 games, no.
Right. I don't think so. But the Knicks, overall, like you said, 50 rebounds, 32 defensive rebounds, 18 offensive rebounds. Isaiah Hartenstein, 4 offensive. Robinson, 5. Julius Randle had 4 offensive rebounds as well. 29 minutes for Mitchell Robinson, 18 for Isaiah Hartenstein. On nights like this, when you have long players, Mo Bamba, right, Bol, Mitchell Robinson is going to get the majority of those minutes, without a doubt. Long, jumpy players. And when you think about this, Mo Bamba can shoot it from 3. Bol can shoot it from 3 and put the ball on the floor, right? So it makes sense that Mitchell Robinson may have less defensive rebounds. Wendell Carter, he can shoot it from 3. He was 2 for 5 from the 3-point line tonight. So it makes sense that Mitchell Robinson may have less defensive rebounds because he's getting drawn out the paint. Now, why is it that Isaiah Hartenstein has more defensive rebounds? Sometimes that's the way it works. His focus might be a little bit more on getting inside, where Mitch's focus may be a little bit more on trying to contest the shot. If they're pulling threes. Wendell Carter, like I said, 2 for 5 from the 3-point line. Bol was 1 for 2 from the 3-point line. And Mo Bamba didn't make 1, but he took 2. So
yeah, and I actually pointed that out. I believe in the pregame in one of the shows earlier that Mitch was going to be away from the basket a lot tonight, but he should dominate when he's in the post.
Right. For the Orlando Magic tonight, ladies and gentlemen, they were led in scoring by Banchero. What do you think about him, Tony?
I think he's pretty good. I think his floor, at the very least, is the Toby Harris, what's his name?
Tobias Harris.
Tobias Harris.
Okay.
I think that's his floor at the very least. And I'm referring to young Harris when he was in Orlando, doing those kind of things. Obviously, he's not in that role anymore, so don't try to kill me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But yeah, I think sky's the limit as far as the ceiling.
Yeah, 21 points.
You know what I mean?
21 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists tonight for Banchero. He played a nice basketball game.
And we adjusted well because I want to say he had to have double digits, maybe 12 in the first half.
So I forgot what he had, but I think he did have double digits. And I feel like Julius Randle took the matchup personally because he heard people talking about Banchero and the kind of season he's been having so far and all of this. So I think Julius Randle took it upon himself to say, nah, I'm not going to let this rookie show me up out here. I got to make sure I exert my strength, and veteranism out here on the floor. But 21 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. Franz Wagner, 14 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Played a lot of point forward tonight.
That kid is going to be good, too.
Yeah, he's going to be good. Played a lot.
Him and his brother.
Him and his brother, right? Wendell Carter Jr., 17 points, 11 rebounds. He's a good ball player. I don't know exactly what went down with the Bulls and why. I guess it was so that they can trade for dude over there, but he's a nice young ball player.
It's funny. I was literally just thinking, everybody kind of gives up on young guys so early. You know what I mean? But you referencing Wendell Carter, but look what marketing's doing right now as well. You know what I mean? Like the Bulls had both those guys and didn't want to wait for them to, develop fully,
right.
fully reach their potential.
Well, when they got DeRozan and, I guess, or they had an idea that DeRozan was coming and Lonzo Ball was coming. So at the end of that season, they made the trade. You know what I mean? So, they're trying to go for it. They were trying to go for it, and they figured they had to give up a young guy in order to do so. But if they don't win it, and he ends up being a really, really, really good basketball player, they're going to be like, damn, they might regret that move. Cole Anthony, 14 points, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds. He was killing in the first half. But slowed down tremendously in the second half. Ended up shooting 33% from the field and 0 for 5 from the 3-point line.
Brunson was like, no guarding moments on my watch.
Right, exactly. And then Bo, ladies and gentlemen. Bo. 19 points, 5 rebounds for Bo. 8 for 10 from the field, 1 for 2 from the 3-point line. He showed that he can put the ball on the floor, that he can shoot it. He's his dad 2.0. Like, his dad
3.0.
3.0. Yeah, his dad back in the day, he used to shoot threes every once in a while. And then he would play around and dribble the ball up the court, put it under his leg and make a pass and stuff like that. But he never did it seriously because back then centers didn't handle the ball and do those type of things. So it was kind of a joke when he did it, a fun moment. But now with his son, Bo is serious about it. And that kick,
Another one with Denver. Like, y'all could have kept him in your back pocket. You know what I mean? He had moments for them in the playoffs and everything. So,
yeah.
I mean, now granted, I don't know. He might be best in the role of coming off the bench and being that kind of secret weapon kind of guy that's skillful. I don't know if he has it in him to end up being a starter and doing all that type of stuff, because I think then teams start to game plan and prepare for him and figure out how to get the ball out of his hand.
Right.
He still dribbles relatively high. You know what I mean? Like, I saw some things out there that we could have took advantage of, but I think it was just new to
new.
us.
Yeah. I mean, he does almost don't have a choice but to dribble high. you know, he don't have no choice. Where else is he gonna dribble the basketball? I don't see where with this particular team, I don't see where he can crack that starting lineup, to be honest with you. Not with this team. With Wendell Carter Jr. that center spot, I don't think he's going to be better than him. You got Marcaro out there, Wagner. I don't see him cracking the starting lineup on this team at all. Could you, one day would he find a spot somewhere? Who knows? You never know. You never know. But anyway, 19 points for Bol. 19 points. I don't know what he's averaging on the season, but 10 points and 4.8 rebounds on the season. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. I do want to talk about Emmanuel Quickley, though, and what you saw from Quickley tonight. I really felt like Emmanuel Quickley played a very good floor game. He looked way more patient, way more under control than at least I've seen him in the first couple of basketball games. So I like the way that Emmanuel Quickley played tonight. He helped to keep the basketball moving in that second unit. You know what I mean? He didn't get antsy and have to feel like he had to get a shot up because of this, that, and the third. I thought he played under control tonight. What you think, Tony?
I thought he had a great game. Assist-wise, rebound-wise. The only shot that I actually thought that he took that I thought was a bad shot, I quickly realized he was going for a 2-for-1, and was like, oh, okay, you know what I mean? Like, I think he took good shots and made good decisions all night long, and he's gonna have to keep doing that. He's gonna have to keep doing that. But he impacted the game even though he didn't shoot well. So, and was able to stay on the floor because of it.
Right. Exactly. Only 5 shot attempts for Quickley tonight. 4 of them were from the 3-point line. Again, 8 assists, 6 rebounds tonight for Emmanuel Quickley. I thought every shot that he took was within the flow of the basketball game. There was one pull-up that he took. The ball had moved around a bunch of times. It popped all over the place. And then finally, he tried to create the shot. I thought it was a good shot. But for the most part, he took all of his shot attempts off of ball movement tonight.
And there was one shot that he should have shot that he didn't. That he was kind of hesitant about and gave the ball up. But other than that, man, I thought whatever they're saying to him, he's hearing. He's,
right.
You know what I mean? He's understanding and he's figuring it out.
Right.
So it's crazy. I think a lot of our guys are being maximized based off of their individual potentials.
Right.
You know what I mean? Tibbs is utilizing their strengths.
Yeah, and you know what? It starts from Brunson and Randall. When they hear Randall saying there's no agendas out there, everybody's playing for each other. Everyone's trying to, there is no one person trying to be the star or doing this or doing that. Now someone like Emmanuel Quickley can look and say, you know what, Brunson and Randall are two of our highest profile players. They're not trying to play that way. Well, I got to change the way that I play too. Those type of things trickle down to everybody. And I think Emmanuel Quickley's listening and learning. He still may struggle to figure out how to get, everyone's that wants their numbers. He's got to figure out, how do I get my numbers while playing this style of basketball? So he still may struggle a little bit trying to figure that out. But I think eventually he gets it, and understands, make quick moves, figures out how to score by making those quick moves. You know what I mean? So his shooting percentage right now might be down, but if he continues to play this style of basketball, he'll get used to it, and then he'll start making shots. A lot of times when you go through adjustments, you're not thinking about the shot. You're thinking about, did you make the right play? Did you make the right move? right? Did you take the right shot? And so you're not thinking about, the focus isn't on the shot itself. The focus is on something other than the shot. And then once those things become second nature to you, knowing when to take the right shot, you don't second guess whether or not you took the right shot. You just take it. When those things become second nature to you, now your shot starts to fall again because your focus can be on the shot itself, making the shot itself. So he's going through a little bit of a metamorphosis.
And he has to adjust. He has to adjust to the catch and shoot. Learn that you don't have to put the ball on the floor if you get in the right pass.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think that's going to be a big part of his adjustment as well. But he's getting better.
Yeah. Crow Noir said IQ got caught not passing to Cam, and this game he only passed to Cam. Cam's first 2 buckets were from IQ. You know what I'm saying? And maybe it's but look, maybe people were saying, and they do it all the time, people were saying Julius didn't want to pass to RJ. Now they're saying quickly don't want to pass to Cam. I don't think it was that he didn't want to pass to him. I think that's part of building chemistry. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knows when and where Obi's going to be open without even looking. He knows Obi's going to fly up the court. He knows Obi's going to cut back door. You know what I mean? And sometimes you got to get used to that person being open. So you might be looking at the tape like, oh, damn, I should have hit that, or I should have looked for him sooner, or whatever it is. You look back, and then the next time you get out there on the floor, you're focused on that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it was anything purposeful, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I think a little bit is there's a hierarchy. There's an order that's out there, because I think part of it is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know where this guy is. I know where this guy is. But part of it is trust too. You know what I mean? And before you got to trust the guy to get comfortable. You know what I mean? You don't want to make the pass that leads to the mistake,
right?
Or leads to, you know what I mean? So I think some of it is that too. And I'm not just talking about quickly. I mean, with all the guys that I think that's happened to Cam with a bunch of people in the past. And this is dating back to obviously last season.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely has. And that's part of it, because they didn't know him like that and what he was going to do. But like this season, when I've seen quickly not pass it to Cam, it's usually been like a fast break type of situation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Not like them just swinging the ball, and I'm not gonna swing it to this side because it's Cam. It's like a fast break situation, or a point in time where he has to make a quick decision. Mm-hmm. And I just think he wasn't used to the point of where Cam was gonna be and those things. And sometimes that takes getting used to. And your mindset, if I'm out there playing and I got 3 people that I play with all the time,
mm-hmm.
right? I know where these guys are going to be. Now, if one person's not there and a new person is out there, my focus is on the 2 guys that I play with the most, because I know where they're going to be. I'm not sure where this other guy is going to be. Sometimes the chemistry hits off perfectly, like bam, it just happens, naturally. Sometimes it don't. So when I got the ball in my hands, I'm finding the guys that I know where they're gonna be. I know that we can make the play, and it takes a little bit of time sometimes for me to figure out where this guy likes the ball, mm-hmm. how to make sure that play is successful.
Mm-hmm. Nah, I think we're saying the same thing. I think the same thing. You know what I mean? Familiarity will breed trust.
Right.
So right. I mean, it's not like they don't trust them for a bad reason. It's because they're not sure. Certain people you played longer with, but
exactly.
Don't give them the ball there. You know what I mean? Let them get a better position before you give it to them. So sometimes it's that you may not know if I see you there, but I don't know if I should give it to you there. Like it's too much room for error in that particular moment.
There's stuff like that, but sometimes Knicks fans make it like, oh, he doesn't like Cam.
Personal.
He just don't want to give him the ball. He don't want Cam to take his spot, so he's not going to give him the ball. And I don't think it's like that. It was the same thing with Randall and RJ. He keeps on looking him off, and every time he has the ball, he's clapping his hands for the ball and stuff like that. And some of that stuff is just basketball stuff. I mean, if you're standing wide open, you're supposed to have your hands up for the ball or clap your hands for the ball and those type of things. That's what you're supposed to do. But Quickly played good basketball tonight, and I thought versus Detroit, he started off playing for the most part. I thought he played a good floor game. He played under control. He played under control. A couple of times he did a Quickly thing, you know what I mean, and that's going to happen. But I thought he played more under control in this game. I thought he really did play under control, and he's going to have to get used to it and then start to make his shots. And so Tariq Graham, thank you again for the super chat. He said, "What do you see wrong with RJ and Quickly?" I think I just kind of explained with Quickly. I think with Quickly, it's about him just getting used to the way that they're playing over the past 2 years, because he is, he was one of the only guys on the team that was going to score, right? Tom Thibodeau kind of let him do his thing, because he did. I'm assuming that Tom Thibodeau didn't feel that he had the guys out there to play the style that you see them playing now. You know what I mean? So he kind of let Quickly do what he does, because that was maybe his best chance of scoring the basketball. But now Quickly has to change his game a little bit. And I think that's where he might be struggling. He's got to change his style of play. He's got to know that he can't hold the ball for 10 seconds. There may be times when it happens, but you can't hold that ball for 10 seconds and dribble the air out the ball. You got to keep the ball moving. You got to keep the offense flowing. And you've seen it today from that second unit. You know what I mean? The first play that you seen it, the ball just whipped around from side to side to side, and it ended with Cam knocking down a three. You know what I mean? And that's what has to happen when Quickly's out there, and he's got to get used to that. So I think that's where his struggle is coming in. And with RJ, I don't think there's any kind of struggle with him, like getting used to playing with Jalen Brunson. I don't think it's that. I just think he's not in rhythm right now. You know what I mean? He's in a little bit less rhythm. Listen, he's still a young player. This is his, I guess, 4th preseason, right? And I guess you would say, well, he should be used to it by now. He's been through 4 preseasons. But there's a step up in play once you go from preseason to the regular season. You know what I mean? And maybe there's something in his mindset that he has to start to switch on when the regular season begins. And it could take some time for him to learn and grow and develop that switch. I don't know. I'm just taking shots in the dark right now. I don't know. But maybe that's part of it, that the click doesn't happen as soon as we want it to and as soon as he wants it to. It's the only thing I can think of. I don't think it has anything to do with the players on the team or chemistry not being there. I think it's his own personal rhythm that he doesn't have right now. Rhythm for the basketball game that he doesn't have right now. But still, even without it, I don't know what he's averaging. I'm assuming it's somewhere around 17 or 18 points per game. And he'll probably get up to 20 to 22 points per game, somewhere around there. And hopefully he's going to have efficient shooting. The good thing is that Randall's playing well, Jalen Brunson is playing well, and every night you have somebody else who steps up off the bench, or either Mitch or Evan Fournier or somebody, steps up and plays well. And RJ can find other ways to get his buckets. Tonight, he was 43% from the three-point line. Other nights he hit free throws. You know what I'm saying? He can find his way to participate with the team and be productive. You know, while until his rhythm comes, and then other guys can take up the scoring load, et cetera, et cetera. You know, Tony, who was your player of the game tonight?
How can I go to anybody except Randall tonight? I gave Brunson player of the week, for last week.
Mm-hmm.
Queen gave Randall player of the week, but I definitely got to start this week off with player of the game for Randall.
Yeah, I agree.
Hands down.
I agree. I think he was definitely the player of the game. When the Knicks weren't scoring or having trouble scoring, he was there to score the basketball, get offensive rebounds, making some big plays. I mean, Brunson had some big plays tonight too, some good plays. That when Orlando was closing in, he would make a play too. I think I agree, though. I'd go with Julius Randle as the player of the game tonight for the New York Knicks. What do you think about Charlotte?
From what I've watched, they're actually playing very well.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're a better team. We should win. It should be, to be honest, it should be an easy win, but we can't look at them as an easy win. They got to come out there and play like they did tonight and play their game. I'm excited in this team right now because I don't think they're going to take any team lightly, take any team for granted.
Mm-hmm.
I think right now they're in a phase where they're trying to not necessarily identify themselves, but show others who their identity is. Like they're trying to show people who they are. So they're gonna be up for everybody this year.
Right.
I mean, and that's what I get. And I think it starts with Brunson. You know what I mean? Like, not saying he's out to prove anything, but he's gonna play his game every single night. You know what I mean? And day in and day out. And I think that's gonna trickle down. So if everybody keeps playing their game, playing to their strengths, playing within the system, trusting Tibbs, trusting each other, like we a team. We a real team right now. You know what I mean? And I said that before we started. Like collective, like this is a real solid group of players. You know what I mean? From top to bottom.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. The Charlotte Hornets, they're 2-1 on the season. They beat San Antonio 129-102. They lost to the Pelicans 124-112, and they beat the Hawks 126-109. All right, so they're feeling confident about themselves right now. I mean, so the Knicks are gonna have to, they can't. I mean, like you said, the Knicks can't afford to sleep on anybody. They haven't proven yet that they can step up. That they can relax and then step up when need to be. They can't do that. They can't do that. Dennis Smith Jr. is playing well. He had 18 points and 6 assists versus the Atlanta Hawks. And he's been playing well in the absence of players for the Charlotte Hornets. You got Gordon Hayward out there playing basketball. They have some talent on the squad. And, they were a team that everyone was looking at and saying, they're going through a lot of problems and things there in Charlotte. May not be as good, but the players don't believe that, right? The players believe that, they still can defeat people. And so far, they're 2-1 on the season. They got Gordon Hayward playing well, Kelly Oubre, Dennis Smith Jr., who knows what's going to happen if Terry Rozier is going to play against us, but that's definitely not a game that the Knicks can go to sleep on. And they're going to be in Charlotte. They're going to be in Charlotte, so the Knicks have to the second road game of the season. Wait a minute. Tonight's game was, I don't even remember. Tonight's game was where?
At the Garden.
Was at the Garden.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, second road game of the season for the Knicks, ladies and gentlemen, in Charlotte on, when is that, Sunday?
On Wednesday. Wednesday at 7:30.
Oh, I'm tripping. See, I'm all over the place. Yeah, today's Monday. Wednesday. See, I'm bugging out. I'm all over the place. I'm tripping.
Yeah, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday we play this week.
I'm super tired, ladies and gentlemen. I drove, with stops and everything, I drove 8 hours and then came right in and jumped on the stream. You know what I mean? So I'm dead tired right now. So excuse me for the technical difficulties and for the memory loss and all that good stuff. Oh, and they play Charlotte. They play Charlotte at home. See, I'm still
at home.
tripping.
Yeah, I thought so too, but I wasn't trying to fact check on you.
I'm still tripping. They play Charlotte at home. You know what I mean? I'm basically sleeping right now on this podcast, ladies and gentlemen. My brain is asleep. My body is functioning.
You're doing a good job, though. You know what I mean? You still got them entertained.
I'm trying to troop it out. But I'm done. As soon as I get off of this, man, I'm crashing. I'm crashing. Uncle Fulio, thank you for the super chat, man. It was nice to meet Uncle Fulio in person.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, we had a nice time. We had a really nice time at the home opener and getting a chance to beat everybody. Uncle Fulio.
And let me just say, I'm sorry, Sim, but Uncle Fulio is a prolific free throw shooter.
Prolific free throw
shooter. I want y'all to know that.
Prolific. He said the Knicks offense transferring from preseason to the regular season. Still early though. Kudos to Randall for getting to the basket to help him take better shots, getting to the line, and being efficient. Yeah, definitely. He's taking it. He's playing to his advantage. Depending on who you're playing against, he's going to have different advantages, and it's up to him to recognize that. But it's also up to the coaching staff to say, "Hey, this is where your advantage is probably going to be. Let's figure out how you can take advantage of your advantages." And then Randall's got to go out there and do it. So far, so good. So far, so good. Josh said, "Oh, no, y'all didn't. Oh, no, you didn't. I mean, you shot an air ball from the free throw line. So, oh, no, you didn't." You know what I mean? Prolific. That's his favorite word now. Prolific.
See, I wasn't going to let it out. I was just going to say you're prolific free throw shooter. I could, analyze that how y'all will.
Yeah, and we had other people. That in the chat that was there, man. Kerry Cox, got to meet Kerry Cox for the first time. I appreciate you for coming through, man. Hopefully you come through the next one. The next one, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be Martin Luther King's Day. Actually, before Martin Luther King's Day, we're going to do one in DC for the Knicks versus the Wizards. So you can look forward to that coming out. But right now, we already have it booked up for Madison Square Garden, the Knicks versus the Raptors on Martin Luther King's Day. So, join us for that. That information will be coming out this week. We, jump on it quick so that we can lock down our seats. There's only so many seats in our section, the same section that we had for the home opener. There's only so many seats, so we want to try to lock those seats down as soon as possible. So if you're interested in going for Martin Luther King's Day, bring your kids, have a good time. It's going to be an early matinee day game. As soon as that's out, make sure that you get those tickets. All right, so we can book our section. And then this January 13th, we'll be doing the one in D.C. And let me tell you guys something. The one in D.C. is going to be really, really, really nice seats for a very, very good price.
January 13th, huh?
January 13th is a Friday. Really nice seats for a very good price, ladies and gentlemen. So, be on the lookout for that. As a matter of fact, tomorrow when I do another show tomorrow, I'm going to have a link to see who's interested in that DC game so that I can contact them and tell them how many tickets to reserve for us. So yeah, be ready for that. Anybody else, man? That was if you were there, ladies and gentlemen, if you were
Let's
there.
see. I met Cornerstone Kev for the first time. I met Hardwell. Who else I met for the first time? I met J Boogie.
Yep.
I know I'm gonna forget people. I think I met John before, but if not, I met John again from Still Knicks fan. Ron's other half.
Yeah.
2/3 of the Still Knicks fan crew.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I mean, I was walking across Madison Ave, and I look over and I'm like, "Is that Jay Boogie?" And I was like, "Oh, Jay Boogie!" Boom, we went up. We talked for a little while, shot a little something for his video that's coming up. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was dope. Greenhouse, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. He said, "Troopers always valued." There's a lot of people, a lot of troopers out there. Trust me, a lot of people doing a lot of work, taking care of their families, doing things like that. A lot of people are troopers, man. So, that's for all of y'all, man. Troopers always valued, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you join us. DC, the Martin Luther King's Day game. It's going to be dope. It's going to be fun.
D Moore wants to know if it's going to be free throws again. I think we kind of decide that later.
Yeah.
Like in a vote.
Right. We'll probably take a vote. Not sure yet. But as we book it up, we have it's like we're really early in the process, so we can try to get that taken care of early. You know what I mean? And maybe we can even, because it's early in the process, we might be able to get even more, that we're able to do. So, yeah.
And Tyreek Graham said, "I thought 120 million RJ would give us more. I can't lie." Well, let's just say, that contract don't kick until next year. So
yeah, that's right. That's right. He
So-
ain't making that money yet. He
so
ain't making that money yet.
we still on budget, RJ, right
Still
now.
on budget, RJ, right. He's still
But
making, what is he making? 10 million, 10 million, something like that. He's still making that this year. So he ain't on that $20 million contract yet.
Let's see if he get there, but you know what I mean, before we start giving him the 120 though.
Yeah, for real. Exactly.
I'm with you though.
Exactly. But I hear you. And that's always the thing. When players sign those extensions, everyone hears about the extension and they think it's right now, but the extension doesn't kick in until next season. So
yeah. Some people it's like a whole season and a half away, depending on how early they lock you up.
Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Knicks defeat the Orlando Magic 115-102 in a good win for the New York Knicks. They've won 2 straight. They're going to play the Charlotte Hornets on Wednesday to see if they can win a 3rd straight. And for me, Detroit, Orlando, Charlotte were critical games early on for me. And people can say, man, how critical can it be? It's the beginning of the season. For me, these games were critical because of the stretch that they're going to have after those games. The Knicks needed to, get a little bit of cushion. Get a little bit of a cushion so that they can survive the rough stretch that's going to come up. That's why I really wish that they would have beat Memphis so that they were, possibly 4-0 going into that rough stretch.
Gotta win the games you're supposed to win.
Yeah.
Last year we started off well. Those 2 Orlando losses really put a chink in what we was trying to do. And I think it put doubt in our heads and it gave other teams some motivation, like, oh, if Orlando could, you know what I mean? If they could lay an egg with Orlando, we could catch them slipping.
Right.
And we were slipping.
Yep. Yeah, man. So, this game against Charlotte is important, ladies and gentlemen. It is important, in my opinion, in my book, that the Knicks win this game versus the Charlotte Hornets. Because then they play the Milwaukee Bucks and some other teams, and the schedule is going to get a lot tougher. I believe that the Knicks can win some games during that stretch. I'm not saying they can't win games, but you want to have that cushion to fall back on. You know, and I just put in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, where you can go check out some of the picks from the home opener, and I'll be adding more picks there. All right, it goes to the website, so make sure you check that out, just so you can see, you know, you can see people, you know, see what was going down at the home opener. It was pretty dope. But anyway, what did you say?
Josh said we should come out to Charlotte. That there's a lot of Knicks fans out there. And then I just seen Mr. Absolute Truth says, I wish I could have made it a move from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn to North Carolina, but I'm always watching. So
yeah,
I mean that's two that we got when we go to Charlotte.
Yeah, I mean we had already planned to try to do something in Charlotte. We just don't know when. You know what I mean? Uncle Fulio may have to be the host because I'm about to enter basketball season. It's a little bit tougher for me to go, 8-10 hours to Charlotte. So Uncle Fulio might have to be the host. Just put that out there. I don't know if Uncle Fulio is listening or not. He might have closed his ears during that one.
He'll hold it down. Yeah. He'll hold it down.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get up out of here. I appreciate your time. I'm going to get some rest because I'm exhausted. You know what I mean? I apologize for any technical difficulties we had earlier. I'm going to go back in and erase it so it doesn't exist anymore, but I apologize for it. And if I was slurring or stuttering and forgetting, I apologize for that too, but I'll be fresh tomorrow. All right? I will be fresh tomorrow, and I will have those links for people who are interested in attending in D.C. and for Martin Luther King's Day and all of that. So we can get that one in the books. And I heard that Brooklyn is low on season ticket sales too. So I'm going to contact them and say, hey, do you need Knicks fans to help you out? Do you need us to help you out with ticket sales? Like, what's going on? We'll help you out if we have to. We'll buy the place out, and it'll be a home game for the Knicks.
Watch out. We run New York.
No doubt. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate your time. I'm up out of here. Peace.
This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When send past the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Postgame reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.